So this is another episode of Millennial Cooking, and we're gonna do a prime rib. So this is the easiest way possible. And all you pretty much need is a beef prime rib, some spices, salt, pepper, garlic salt, cayenne pepper, butter, oil, whatever you want to use. It's pretty much very easy steps, okay? I'm gonna let you know. All you need mainly is the prime rib. Number one. That's all you need, really. All this other stuff is to make it more delicious. The salt and peppers and spices. And with millennial cooking, you gotta be like, there must be a lazier way. A more millennial way. So it's gonna be literally 3 steps. First thing you're gonna do is preheat the oven to 450. And then you gotta wait for it to reach the right heat, obviously 450. Put it in for whatever your weight of your prime rib is times 5 minutes. So if your prime rib is 1 pound, put it in for 5 minutes. If it is 2 pounds, put it in for 10 minutes. If it is 7 pounds was what I got, putting it in for 35 minutes. After that, turn it off and leave it in for 2 to 3 hours. That's it. And you enjoy it. 3 steps. Like I said, first step, preheat 450. And put it in. You know what? I kind of lied. It's actually 4 steps to this. You want to take out your prime rib for at least 2 hours to 4 hours before cooking it. Leave it out, let it acclimate to the room temperature so it'll cook evenly in your oven. And yeah, let's do it. Let's start cooking it. Okay, so what I like to do is you take your butter. If you don't have the butter, okay, you use oil, whatever. I like to use the drippings from my last prime rib. So the dripping, the oils, that's naturally good. You take that, then you take your salt and you mix it in, and then into a stirring bowl, and then some garlic salt. Pow, pow, pow. Then if you like it a little spicy, I like cayenne pepper. So whatever salts you want. It doesn't really matter because it's all on the outside. If you don't like it, you can always cut the outside away, but that's the best part though. I like to use some black peppercorn pepper. Go crazy with that. Alright, when you're done with that, then you can always mix it all in together. So what I like to do, because I do not like to get my hands oily, I like to use plastic gloves. So you're going to take your plastic gloves, and you're going to mix all that oil onto it, and then make sure you have a pan. So I'm going to use this glass pan, put some skewers on top so the meat will drip. The meat juice will drip onto the pan. Easy steps, easy steps. The millennial way of cooking. Alright. I'll wash gloves. Alright. So I got the prime rib. Gotta take that. I like to put the fatty side on top so the fat drippings will pretty much layer down onto it. Ooh. I don't even know if these sticks are strong enough to coat it up. Ooh, yeah, it does. Alright. So first thing you do is you take your oil, and then you're just gonna pretty much rub it all over. Oh yeah. Rub the oil, the butter, whatever you chose to put on, all over this. You know what? Just pour it all over like this. Yeah. Get that. Get it. Get that meat juice. And you know, I mean, you don't want to waste any of that deliciousness. So get it all, and it's gonna get a nice heated coating. So yeah, pretty easy, right? Step one, just let this meat acclimate to room temperature, 2 to 4 hours. Coat this with whatever you want, any kind of salt, pepper, covering. Oh yeah, that is gonna be delicious. And if you don't have, I guess, a pan that can collect your juices, don't even worry about it. Just put it onto any kind of baking tray. But I like to collect the au jus, the meat juice, onto the pan. Oh yeah. Pretty easy, right? That's first step. Second step, put it to 450 degrees, let it preheat, get there at the right temperature, and all you gotta do is put it in for 35 minutes. So remember, multiplication, it's very easy. 1 pound, 5 minutes. 2 pounds, 10 minutes. 3 pounds, 15 minutes. 4 pounds, 20 minutes. And then since I have a humongous piece, I'm going to throw it in for 15 minutes. So that's pretty much it. I can even tell you, yeah. If you don't like it, you can always go to the website. It tells you right here. Cooking prime rib at 450 degrees, I believe. That's pretty much what it says. Preheat the oven 450 degrees. Place the meat. Place the roast in the oven. Cook for 15 minutes and disturb. Turn down. I know that's too many steps. Too many steps. I'm just gonna do the easiest one, which is 5 minutes per pound, and in for 450, so 7 pounds. You know what? Since it is a little bit over 7 pounds, it says 7.05. We can always add another 30 seconds. So let's go with 7 times 5, 35, 35, 30. And then this bad boy is just going to go into the oven. Alright. So, tips, okay. You can always use oven mitts. Taking them in, taking them out, 2 oven mitts. Alright. Throw it in. Ooh. Set the timer. Start time. And then you can just watch the time as it starts counting down. I did say 35:30, didn't I? You know what? I wonder if you just add the time. Nope, you just can't add any more time. You can always turn it off slowly, I guess. That'll add another 30 seconds. But other than that, I have the lights on. You can always turn it off if you don't want to see it. Turn it on, and you can see it's going to start cooking very slowly. So, easy steps. After that, I'm just going to turn it off. Leave it there for 2 to 3 hours as it slowly cooks itself. Easy as cake, easy as pie. Actually, pie is really hard to cook. But prime rib, cooked easy. 3 steps. So I'll see you for step 3 right when I turn it off and wait the 3 hours. Alright, catch you on the flip side. So now we're down to step 3. So it's ringing and telling you, hey, it's time for you to turn it off. So all you gotta do is push the off button. Down. And then turn the timer on for, I'm gonna go with 3 hours. And as you can hear it, it's still cooking. So it's gonna slowly cook for the next 3 hours off that residual heat. And if you get impatient, it doesn't have to be 3 hours, it can be 2 hours. But I like mine's perfectly medium rare, and it comes out perfectly if you leave it for 3 hours, and that includes the resting time. So that way you don't have to let it rest too. And you can smell the smells, like if there was a smell-o-vision. Oh, that's some delicious smell. So we'll go back to the pretty much steps again. First you leave it out, let it reach room temperature. Number 2, then you set up to 450 degrees, let it reach its temperature. Put it in for 5 minutes per pound, and then set it off for 2 to 3 hours. And that's how you make the perfect prime rib. And we'll catch you at the end of 3 hours. Let's do it. It was 3 hours later. Let's end. And let's look at, oh, look at that beauty. You can see it. Look how pretty that prime rib is. Gloves. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Look at that prime rib. Here is the big, delicious prime rib. Let's take it over. Oh, yeah. Do not get rid of these juices. This is the delicious beef juices you make your au jus out of. But look how delicious this looks. Oh, yeah. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's cut that in half. Look at that perfect medium rare prime rib. Oh, definitely got to try some of it. Man, that is so good. So delicious. Mmm. Mmm. Well, you cannot beat that prime rib. Perfectly cooked. Medium rare. Prime rib. A little bit. Dip it into the au jus. So good. Alright. So let's go over the steps again. So step 1, take it out. Leave it outside. Let it reach room temperature. Millennial cooking 101. Reach room temperature. Step number 2. Then you set the heater to 450 degrees. Let that reach temperature. Then you pretty much wrap this meat up with as much seasoning as possible. Reach temperature. Throw it in. 450 degrees at whatever your weight is times 5 minutes. and then just turn it off, and then wait 2 to 3 hours. Bam. Perfect. Perfect medium rare. Smash the like button and subscribe for the best prime rib ever. Medium rare, by the way.